Whew. Thanksgiving over with.
Ate a lot of food.
I ate a lot of food as well.
But we're back.
We're back. It's back to football.
It is football time. Time to get jacked.
I literally saw... God, I gotta go to the bathroom now.
Welcome back to another episode of The Expert Take, where we talk all that is the NFL, but mainly the Go Pack Go!
And the Minnesota Vikings. Feels good to be back. I gotta say, our double bye week felt like a long time.
But it was a good break.
We're ready to finish out the season strong. I am prepped all the way through February to follow my team, and so
you're going to the Super Bowl then?
Obviously.
Our teams, the Vikings and the Packers.
Yeah.
Packers are currently 9-3. Vikings are 8-4.
Son of a gun. Wild card teams have won the Super Bowl before.
The Packers won it as a 6th seed. They did. Wild card teams have won the Super Bowl before. But anyway, we've been off for 2 weeks.
Yep.
So we got some games to catch up on.
4 games have happened since we have
between
had a chance to give you our expert analysis and breakdown.
Yeah. Starting with when we left off, the Packers went on to a bye.
Yes.
And the Vikings hosted the Denver Broncos.
And won! Boom.
But how did that game start out?
It doesn't matter how you start.
You got a W.
It matters how you finish.
Going into halftime, the Broncos at US Bank Stadium were leading 20-0.
Yeah. I almost shut the game off.
And I turned it up louder. They didn't lose.
Thank goodness. It was right after halftime. They came back and said 98 times when a team is losing by 20 or more at the half, the 0 team loses. And Kirk Cousins said, hold my beer. And came back and led them to victory. It's 1-99 now. Yeah. Courtesy of Captain Kirk.
Oh, boy. That brought them into their bye week, which then the Packers had to play on Sunday Night Football.
Oh, my favorite game.
Went out to the, California.
And got killed.
Played against 49ers. For those of you that didn't watch that game, the Packers did not make it a contest at all.
Did they even show up?
They showed up and laid down. Aaron Rodgers spent most of that game laying down on the field. Packers end up losing 37-8.
And then I saw the follow-up meme where it was Kirk drinking Hold My Beer, and he said 1 to 100. Yeah, boy.
Winning cures all. All
okay.
Right? Maybe not
Fair
redeem
enough.
themselves, but they washed the stink off.
Correct.
Of that terrible game against 49ers this past weekend. Bye weeks were over. Packers handle the Giants.
They did.
Packers come out with a win on that one. Improved to 9-3. And then you flash forward to Monday Night Football. This past Monday. And the Vikings head to Seattle.
And the first half was good.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the rest of the league. 2 things about that game. I cannot believe how much the Monday night TV crew absolutely adores the Seahawks.
Booger.
Booger. You would think that those 2 announcers literally gave birth to the entire Seahawks team because they were loving them like they were their own children. Even like on that pick 6.
Oh, yeah.
You know what they talked about? Russell Wilson. And then you've got the refs.
Oh, boy.
Every single time that the Seahawks would run the ball, they would give him an extra yard. There were multiple times I was watching where he was a yard short of the first down. They'd just be like, yep. There you go.
So let me get this straight.
Yes, refs, you suck.
The referees bothered you.
Yes.
Interesting. So you lost, pretty sore about it. You're not happy. And now the Packers are 1 game ahead. Thank you, Seattle.
So yet again, for about the 3rd time this season, the Vikings have been able to move forward, and we've just gone, no thanks. We'd rather be in 2nd place.
Sleep happy with this thought. At least you lost to the Seahawks and not the Broncos.
True.
Okay, so there's that. So with the Seahawks winning, though, they bypass the San Francisco 49ers.
The NFC has changed quite a bit.
It has
since
shifted.
We've been here.
Definitely, because the 49ers were rolling at the top of the NFC.
Yep.
The Seahawks beat the Vikings, and all of a sudden, they're leading their division, and the Saints are above them, and everything's thrown out of
different.
whack. It's going to be interesting going down the stretch here.
Yes.
If we look at everything else,
There were a lot of other games we've missed.
there were. The number one being the Patriots are no longer the number one in the AFC.
They are not.
Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, and the Patriots look beatable.
They do. They lost to the Texans.
Yep.
Other crazy things are going on.
In the AFC.
In the AFC, the Dolphins have won 3 of their last 5 games.
Why?
They beat the Eagles. And I got to tell you,
I can tell you that's why.
well, no, I'm watching that game and I'm thinking the Packers' first loss this season was to the Eagles. Mm-hmm. And the Eagles are getting beat by the Miami Dolphins. And this past Sunday, the Cincinnati Bengals
I don't understand.
won their first game of the season.
I think they've clearly locked up that first round draft pick.
They did. Let's go get one.
They
Let's
just
go get
wanted
one
that
win.
guy to come off the roof, right? That was all they cared about. Just we got to win one so we don't kill this guy.
Oh, boy.
So we've had a couple times throughout this expert take season we've been having where we just offered to give Canada some teams. Let's just give them the NFC East.
Give them the whole division.
The whole division. I would even be willing to trade for 4 CFL teams.
Oh,
We'll give you our 4, you give us your 4.
The NFC East is so bad.
Yes.
Because the Eagles, I think, have 5 or 6 wins, and they're right in there for the division title
It's ridiculous.
against them boys,
It's
who I
ridiculous.
think have 6 wins.
But it's years like this year where the Vikings are going to get a wild card.
Yeah.
Because of either the Cowboys or the Eagles. Are you kidding me?
Play better. Try and win the division. And if we look forward to our current playoff picture, okay?
Yeah.
In our conference, Saints are sitting in the number 1, Seahawks 2, Packers 3, NFC trash division East is
cares?
sitting in 4. Then you got the 49ers and the Vikings. So
Yep.
what's it going to take for the Vikings to flip that script and try and steal the title from the Packers?
So basically, I think what's going to happen is we're going to end up with the exact same record. But unfortunately,
The Packers will take the crown. So that can happen. The Packers only need to win 3 of their remaining 4. The Packers have a pretty soft schedule outside of the Vikings.
outside of that, you're facing teams that lay down.
This is the time of the year where Packers don't lose because it's embarrassing. But even if the Packers lose to the Vikings 2 days before Christmas, but win the other 3,
You still win.
still win the title.
Still in the division.
So it's looking kind of shaky for the Vikings to have a title victory.
So what you're saying is I'm going to actually be rooting for Mitchell Trubisky later on this year. I don't know which one hurts more.
We can't cheer for the Bears. That's the united front that we need to stay on.
Okay.
Don't cheer for the Packers. Just cheer against the Bears. Let's look at it that way.
The Bears are probably the last shot.
Yeah.
The Packers have it losing a game. Maybe they can come in and ruin something, but
Well, I hope not.
I won't hold my breath.
I hope not. So the Packers and the Vikings both have 4 remaining games.
Yep.
Each one of them extremely critical.
Very.
This week, the Vikings have the Lions. Should be a cakewalk.
Should be.
Should be.
Should be.
The Packers have the Redskins at Lambeau Field.
Okay.
Should also be a
We're
cakewalk.
both gonna.
So hopefully
No.
both of us get a win at least this week.
Yep.
And you know how I want it to shake out. I'm hoping that the Saints can fall, the Packers can continue to rise. Packers get that number 2 spot and a bye. Vikings stay at the number 6. And if the stars align, January rolls around and the Vikings and the Packers play each other to go to the Super Bowl.
That would be a fun game.
That would be bigger than the Super Bowl. Obviously, you want to see your team win the Super Bowl, but if you win that game, I'm kind of like, I'm okay.
The season was awesome.
Yep, I'm okay. Anyway, we got some exciting stuff coming up this weekend and the last 4 remaining weeks of the regular season.
Oh, boy.
Looks like we're both heading to the playoffs, hopefully.
Hopefully. Unless the wheels fall off.
Yeah, unless the wheels fall off.
Which, just to backtrack, when I saw Diggs and Cook on the ground at the same
gosh, we
time,
didn't even talk about that. Yeah, it's...
I thought for sure, I think tears started coming down my face. Well, that's the year.
That was, Cook went down. Fumbles the ball, goes down on Monday Night Football, and I get a text from my brother instantly. He's like, well, good season. Oh, boy.
It's terrible. Season is still alive.
Still alive. Dalvin
Miami
Cook's
is
okay.
still the goal.
We will see how it goes. We are back after a break. You'll see us next week and the week after.
All the way through.
Hopefully spirits stay high until the NFC Championship game against the Vikings and Packers.
It'll be great.
And then this show's going to be a bloodbath, depending on how that turns out. Anyway, like the video, leave us a comment, subscribe.
And we'll see you next week.
Oh, we will be back. Go Pack Go. This stuff has got me jacked.